Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the Silver Rust Podcast. Buddy Anthony's back. How you doing, man?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Let's jump right into it. Lions at Chargers.
Yep. The offense was great. Defense not so much. But Ben Johnson had a masterclass. I thought it was one of Campbell's best games he's ever coached. The offense was finally healthy, and it definitely showed what we can finally be in this system.
Yeah. Our offense was dynamic. I mean, our defense was struggling. Offense just came out and just picked us up. We were doing whatever we wanted. Ran for over 200 yards. Both Monty and Gibbs had 100 yards from scrimmage. Both had, Gibbs had 2 touchdowns. Monty had 1. Monty had a 75-yard touchdown.
Yep.
That was amazing. Especially because Bears fans claim that it's only because of our O-line that he can't do anything, outside of that offensive line. But that was all him. I mean, he just broke away, him and then Jamel's block. I mean, that was beautiful. And St. Brown had a monster game, 150 yards and a touchdown. Offensive line was elite. They only gave up a few pressures, and that D-line coming into that game was pressuring everybody. They were top in the league in pressures. They're, I think, top 5. So
they had 40 pressures last week.
They got
9 this week.
Yeah. So, and Boza and Mack didn't do nothing, especially against Sewell. Even Decker. They didn't do nothing.
Right.
Goff was all excellent, over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, passer rating of 114. So the offense was cooking, man. They were cooking. They were answering, and then I love that call. It's 4th and 2. We're in field goal range. Most teams, you kick the field goal, you go up by 3. They would only have one timeout or no timeouts left for a minute and 20 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
But they scored 5 straight touchdowns. I believe it was 5 straight touchdowns.
The Chargers?
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so it was okay, you knew if we kick this field goal, we go up by 3, Herbert's going to score a touchdown. They're going to score a touchdown. That's the way game was going. And Dan Campbell said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to put it all on the line. And those kind of decisions is why we're going to win a championship in the next year or two. Because he plays to win the game. He doesn't play to lose it, and I fucking love that, man. And sometimes they'll bite you in the ass, but most of the time, it hasn't. 4th and 2, you say, you know what, our offense can't be stopped either. You go for it, and then Goff just gives it to Laporta, first down, and we just run the clock out and kick the game-winning field goal. That was so epic.
Yeah,
but,
I was pretty nervous during that call. I almost didn't want him to do it.
Yeah,
but when Laporta came down with it, I was super excited. And it almost looked like Laporta wasn't his first read.
It
looked like he was going to go to someone else, and then he backtracked to him. And that's what kind of made that play even better.
And the fact that in that moment, Laporta he sat so beautifully too. He didn't freak out. He just sat in his zone and then just waited for it. And then, but yeah, going into that play, cause first thought we were gonna kick a field goal. I was like, damn it, because I knew it was coming. Justin Herbert's about to score a touchdown. We're about to lose on that. But that's why I'm like, you in my head, it was almost like either you go for this and you win the game, or if you don't get it, even if you kick the field goal, there's good chances you lose the game anyways because of Herbert and that offense. So I loved it. You took the ball out of Herbert's hand, elite quarterback. You need to take the ball out of his hand. The only thing is that our defense struggled. At the first 3 drives, they were really good. Hutchinson had a couple hits, had a couple pressures. He was doing his thing. But even with double teams, even with getting held, he can only do so much. We had Justin Herbert a couple times for a sack, and he got out of them.
Right.
Just like all these other quarterbacks have all year. Like Lamar Jackson. We're not finishing. We're not winning our one-on-ones. Hutch is getting doubled. You guys are getting one-on-ones. You got to win them. Besides maybe McNeil, no one else has been consistent. Just Hutch and McNeil, and no James Houston because he's injured. And then we have a lot of good.
Kind of dropped off too.
Yeah, we have a lot of good situational rotation edge rushers. We do. You can move around, but we need a true number 2 edge across of Hutch, and I guarantee those guys will look even better because we're looking for that number 2 guy, and nobody's winning consistently. At least, I'm hoping the only one that I have real high hopes for is Josh Pascal. If he develops and comes along, he has a lot of talent, but he has some ways to go too. That's what's frustrating. Like the back said, the secondary needs to be better, but it all starts up front. I mean, if you're not getting to the quarterback and actually finishing these plays, they're gonna do what they want. Keenan Allen cooked us.
The thing is with the defensive line. We saw what the Raiders game. When we got to the quarterback, it was all blitzes. And this week we couldn't blitz Herbert. So those four guys or five guys have to win. They have to be able to win, and they are not getting it done unless we're calling blitzes. And that's what's frustrating about this.
And when they do win, they're not finishing.
Exactly.
They're not finishing on these sacks. So that's the problem. Like, we're gonna have to figure that out because that's gonna be really important on this run. You know what I mean? If they can just it's hard to keep Hutch out the game, but if they can just limit him, that's really the game plan. And then there's a little bit of McNeil, but McNeil, even though he's improved as a pass rusher, he can't be our second best pass rusher. That's crazy.
No,
he's not Aaron Donald. He's a great defensive tackle, and he's really come a long way in his pass rush. But he should not be our second best pass rusher. That's crazy. So someone's gonna have to step up. Even if 2 or 3 guys stepped up, where they're just someone needs to win consistently all the time. Whether it be Julian this rep and then Josh this rep and then Romeo because nobody's really winning the 1-on-1s. And then Keenan did cook us. But he's having an amazing year. It is what it is. He got Cam a couple times, but Cam made some plays still. He bounced back because they were moving Keenan Allen around. He wasn't just matched up with Cam the whole time.
No.
Jacobs got cooked on that touchdown.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they moved him around just smart because he didn't have too many reps versus Cam. Because Cam had some good reps, but they were smart. They're like, you know what? Let's move him all around. That's what they did too, and he made it. They cooked us. So, and then Herbert, like we said last week, Herbert was he's just a beast. That one play where he extended the play and Hutch was on his ass and Hutch hit him and as he threw it and he freaking completed the pass. I think it was like 3rd or 4th down. Yeah, I'm like, bro, what?
Probably one of those big third or fourth downs that we needed. And
we just couldn't get off the field.
Yeah, that's another thing. We got to get off the field in third.
Pretty much.
Yeah, on 3rd down, 4th down, we got to get off the field, stop them. So this was tough, but you still found a way to win. Even though the defense struggled, like Dan Campbell said, you don't be down on the win. You still take it. You went to L.A. and did this. We knew it was going to be a tough one, and it would be a tough one for our defense. And like I was telling my brother, I think our defense is a good defense, but maybe not a great one yet. They've shown flashes of great eliteness, but they're still learning. They're still young. They're still developing. So, but I don't think we're a trash defense even after that performance. I think we're a good defense because our run defense is still doing its thing.
Yeah.
And that's a key to success in the playoffs. If you stop the run and you can run the football, you have a shot in every single game. So. So we do have that going for us, so it's not all bad. But they do got to bounce back. And, I mean, there's a perfect opponent to bounce back against this Sunday, huh? Against potentially Justin Fields and the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, he is questionable this game, but they are saying that he's most likely going to play this game.
Yeah,
and we're 9.5 favorites. So
I like our
shows what Vegas
thinks about
us.
I need the Lions just to take care of business. Don't let them hang around. Let's not get cute. Defense. I think the defense can come in this game pissed off because they're like, we got. The defense. They pride themselves, and they were bummed, especially after that Los Angeles domination from the defense, they come around and then they do this against the Chargers. They're gonna want to get after it. So, and we've been really good at that, where the lesser opponents than us, taking care of business, and our defense has dominated them, which people will discredit, but you can also credit. Could be like, well, we know what's going to happen. We know what they're going to bring. So, it's a good matchup for our D line. Okay, if they're not winning the 1-on-1s against Chicago's O line, I'm going to be very upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Hutch is going to see their best offensive lineman in the rookie. Or you could say that one guard they have is pretty good too. But Hutch will probably be they'll probably be matched up a lot. So you guys, they have to win the 1-on-1s, dude.
Yes. What was I gonna say? They're fifth in the league in runs. What was it? Yards per game and rushing.
Yeah.
But besides that, they are just middle of the road or bottom of the league, and bottom half of the league in everything. So I honestly just feel like this is a game we just can't lose, or just a game we should dominate.
Right.
They average 20.4 a game. They allowed 25.5 points per game.
Oh yeah.
And another big stat is they are minus 9 in the turnover differential. That's the worst in the league.
Oh yeah.
That's just something like our defense can feed off. Get the turnovers. Get off the field. And you're just helping out your offense, helping out your team, and then you move on to the next week, and then you just get that confidence up.
Yeah. Before we dive more into Chicago, anything else for the Chargers game?
Let's see. I mean, you nailed it on the head with Keenan Allen and Eckler. Combined total yardage 290 yards. I mean, Jesus Lord, those two were just back and forth, especially Allen, man. He was cooking us all game.
The crazy thing is that we said we had to stop him to win, and we didn't stop him, and we still won.
Yeah.
I mean, went to L.A., wasn't pretty, but it was a fun shootout, and we came out on top. We don't usually win those games. The old Lions don't win those games, but we found a way to win. That's what I was really impressed with.
Especially the West Coast games. Lions are historically going across to the West Coast. Do not do well. And I know it was coming off a bye, but still, every time I remember the Lions going to the West Coast, we just do not handle it well. And so it was nice to actually go over there, get the win. It's a matter. And then I wanted to say Riley Patterson has been very consistent this year. That was huge for him to hit that field goal.
He has. He's actually been really good.
Yeah,
I'm impressed with him.
Right. And would we trade for him like a 7th round pick, 2025?
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, we didn't give him much for him to get him back.
Right.
So yeah.
Another thing in this game, if you've watched, go back and watch some film. It's just so encouraging to see Ben Johnson trying to scheme up Gibbs more in the passing game. There were two runs of our passes where if it just broke a little bit better for us, Gibbs would have been gone. There was a screen pass where I can't remember the linebacker's name for the Chargers, but he just got away from Ragnow and made the play. And then there was one where we called four verticals, and then Gibbs ended up coming out of the backfield. And the ball got tipped. He still caught the ball. But man, if it would have just hit him in stride, he would have gone for 20, 30, 40 more yards.
Yeah.
You just saw the field. And that's just so encouraging to see. He's doing awesome in the run game right now. You see the vision so much better. And if we're scheming on this good right now, I'm so excited for the rest of the season to see what he can do.
Right. Another guy that's baby steps is Jamo. He had 2 catches, 18 yards, but he should have had that touchdown.
Right.
I like how they're trying to get him involved. Yeah, he should have had that touchdown, but I like how they're getting him involved. You know what I mean? They're trying to get him involved slowly. it's about the reps, and he's little by little. It's not what we want yet, but like I said, really the year we're going to judge him off of is next year. This year he's just really trying to develop and rep by rep. So he's going to have a breakout game. I guarantee one of these games, at least one of these games the rest of the season, he's going to break out. Chicago could be the one. Their secondary is not very good, or not great.
Especially if we're up, especially if we have another Green Bay game, we're up 27-3 at half. That's what I want. I want to see multiple reps to Jameson Williams.
Yeah,
in the second half. That's what we need. We're up 27-3. We can afford to do some creative plays just to get this guy involved.
Right. So now on to Chicago. We dove a little bit into it, but is there any players? I think we should start talking about when we talk about the upcoming week's matchup. Some players we're kind of on their side, keep an eye on, maybe worried about a little bit.
I got a few players. Deontay Foreman, he's kind of been their lead back since Herbert's been out. And he got 80 yards and a touchdown last week. And he's actually kind of used in the passing game here and there, but as much as Herbert. Cole Kmet, he's been more used this year, especially than he ever was. And then who else? Obviously DJ Moore.
Yeah,
guy can take over the game if he is feeling at that game, especially if Fields is actually having one of his 20-year fucking games where he goes off.
All right.
But those are the three plays on offense. Obviously, we have to see if Sweat's coming along for them and actually knows the playbook.
Yeah, he had a good game last week.
For the Bears. Yeah,
he had 8 pressures, and I think he might have sacked.
Did he?
Yeah. So, but we know he's a good edge rusher. Yeah, I think for me, I'm kind of keeping an eye on Fields to see. See, it sucks for Chicago. You really want him to develop, and he's been hurt.
Right.
I mean, I told my one Bears buddy, you guys weren't going to win much at all this season, but you just want to see your team get better. Your young players develop, but when your quarterback's hurt, that sucks. And he has to come into this game against a good team in Detroit. That's going to be tough. I think that's going to be tough for him, but yeah, I'm keeping an eye definitely on DJ Moore. I like the Foreman mention, but I trust our run defense so well, So I'm not too concerned, but I have my eye on definitely DJ Moore. I want to see that matchup with Cam. But DJ Moore's only really had one dominant game. You take away that game, and he has 400 yards in the season.
I know, and he's also been dealing with the backup quarterback. That's just what I'm saying. He could have one of those games where he goes off.
Yeah,
because he is a player like that that can't just randomly go off.
Yeah.
And then like I said, Cole Kmet, when he got drafted, he the first few years he didn't do anything. And then this year he is getting way more involved. So I know they're going to be trying to give him the ball. He is tall. Watch out from him in the red zone. But yeah, I don't know how much Fields been dealing to him, but I know his stats are way up in this past two seasons.
Yeah.
So I know they're going to be looking for him in the red zone.
Yeah, that's a really good mention because he is balling. He is having a pretty good year. So watching him, that rookie their offensive tackle is playing pretty good. Actually, I can't remember who it was, but he had a matchup with a top tier edge rusher. It might have been Max Crosby, and he did really good against. So I'm curious to see that. Does Hutch get the 1-on-1 with him? I would love that. They're probably going to double him, but I would love that if he just got 1-on-1 all game. Just let them battle it out. So, and then Fields legs a lot. Okay, we're probably going to be able to get pressure this game. We better. And if we do, you guys got to finish these sacks. I want to see. It's so crazy, isn't it, that sometimes we see the Lions' defensive line get 7 sacks in a game, and then all of a sudden they'll get 0. It's like, oh my goodness. I know the different talent levels, different quarterbacks, but like Atlanta, we had I think 7 sacks, and that's a pretty good offensive line.
Right.
So it's like, you guys can do it. You just need to be consistent with it. But, so yeah, that, and then Chicago's defense, Jalen Johnson is a pretty good corner, but I'm not Saints. He can go up with anyone really. Trying to think. Did you see what their safety said?
No.
Their second-year safety, Briskler. Do you remember him in the draft process? He played Penn State?
Yeah, Penn State.
Yeah, he said he always won his matchups with Laporta when he played Iowa. So that I guess he's going to try to win this matchup. So that's great. Yeah. Hopefully Laporta goes crazy on him.
Right.
Right.
And then obviously Sweat, but we got Sewell, we got Decker. So they just got to take care of business. And I like our matchup with but they have some guys over there, of course.
I mean,
but
they're 2-2 in their last four.
They're getting
They obviously just beat Carolina 16-13, and then their last one was against Las Vegas. Nothing too crazy with their wins. Two bad teams, or I know the Raiders are 5-5 now, but like still not a great team.
Right.
And the two losses were against the Chargers 30-13, and then the Saints was 24-17.
Yeah.
So they're doing better than they were in the beginning of the season, but I still feel like they have a long way to go. They're not on our level.
No.
And I don't know. I just feel like this game is gonna just really boost our defense's confidence.
Yeah, they're our division rival, but we're at home. Yep. We should still take care of business pretty smoothly. Right. I want to see, I just want to see us dominate them. Honestly, it's always fun to beat the Bears, but you just make it miserable for them. I really want to see the defense come out strong. I want to see a bunch of sacks, some takeaways, continue to stop the run, put pressure on Fields, make his day stressful. Then offensively, I want to see us just be consistent. This is a good opportunity to start showing that you've improved in the red zone. Because remember, that's something we've struggled with. But Los Angeles, we struggled with it, but then the first two drives we didn't score in the red zone, and then the third one we did. So hopefully that's things to come. And this will be a good opportunity against Chicago to show that. So, because we should not be struggling in the red zone. There's no reason for it.
I mean,
so
I don't know. I know this is kind of like looking to the future, but the Eagles play the Chiefs this week. We got a chance to become 8-2. If the Eagles lose, that's gonna help us for the number one seed.
Yep, the Eagles.
We talked about we want the 2 seed, but if you're interested in that stuff, this is a big week for you guys to go out there, dominate, get the win, and then wait for Monday night.
Yeah, well, there's pros and cons, because the thing is, if you get the number 1 seed, right, you get the bye, obviously. In the divisional round, you're not facing the number 2 or 3rd seed. You're going to face the winner of 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So, unless...
an upset happens where 6 or 7 wins.
That's true. So, but you're... I don't think you can possibly... you can't face 2 or 3. So, you're still going to have a pretty decently favorable matchup. So, it's there's pros and cons, because I was thinking about that too. Like, you could get that bye, and still have a pretty good matchup.
Right.
And all you would need is 1 win in your NFC Championship game. That'd be nice. That'd be real nice.
That'd be huge.
Yeah. So I'm for it. I want a top 2 seed. We have a really good chance at getting a top 2 seed. Where, but that's why these games, you can't let up. You can't slip up against teams that you should beat. But people have criticized us all year. Oh, you guys only being bad teams. Well, at least we've been consistent at it. So, you turn that around, you can be like, okay, that's why I have faith that we might not. We're never going to lose a game, because you could slip up, but we're going to be favored in every game except Dallas, because that's only because that's in Dallas. But imagine, we got Chicago twice still. Got Green Bay. Yep. We got Minnesota twice. And then we got the Saints, Broncos, and Dallas.
Yep.
Man, we could really get the number 1 or 2 seeds. You just can't slip up. And if you do, you can only let it be 1 game. If you lost to Dallas and then you slipped up against one team, I feel like we're definitely going to have a top 2 seed. That would put us at what? So we have 2 losses. If we had 2 more, that would put us at what? 13 and 4?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's definitely we're definitely getting a top 2 seed at 13-4. Come on, that might be number 1. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
so
like I said, San Francisco already has 3 losses. They would have to, lose one more game the rest of the season. I mean, they could do that. They're as good as the team as anyone, but.
And the thing is,
they have a harder schedule than we do.
Yeah, they play the Eagles coming up.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know who else they play, but yeah, it's gonna be they really can't lose a game.
No.
So we have a little wiggle room. I think we're set up to get a top 2 seed. So, and that would be so huge. So, yeah, I hope that happens. You know, but you're looking at that schedule. We have a great shot at that.
Yep. Just gotta keep taking care of business, man.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, like I said around the Carolina game during that podcast, we have to want playoffs more than these teams want that win against us. You know,
right.
we gotta fight for that playoffs. We want to show the world what we're made of. Dan Campbell,
exactly.
All off season, everybody said we haven't done anything. We want to prove to the world that we're good. We have to do something.
Yep. I want to talk about St. Brown real quick.
Yep, go
for it.
He's so good. Like, 4 straight games with 100 yards, right? And then he's played, in 8 games? Out of those 8 games, he has 6 100-yard games.
Jeez.
And he only had 2 that he didn't, and one of those he has 70 yards. So I'm like, man, this dude is balling, bro. And he has 800 yards already. He has 8 games to go.
Yeah.
He's I think it's fair to say he's at least touching 12 to 1,300 yards. I think that's fair to say. That's only another 400 yards. So,
I mean,
it might be more.
Honestly,
he is probably the second best wide receiver the Lions have had, at least this 21st century.
Yep.
I mean, you want to talk about Golden Tate, you want to talk about Kenny Galladay, Burleson. Nope, St. Brown. I'm taking him behind Calvin Johnson, and it's not even kind of close.
No, like, coming into the league, it was like, okay, he might be a Golden Tate type. But then you start watching him, even as a rookie, you're like, okay, there's a little more to him than Tate.
Yeah.
He offers a little bit more. He creates separation. He runs really, really smooth routes. Amazing hands, which Tate had amazing hands too. Tough after the catch, and now you're starting to see him like. Last week we saw him go downfield a little bit. You're starting to see that a little more the last few games. Him getting shots deep, and I love that. Like, that was the only thing he didn't have. So he's doing all this, and he's just so consistent with it too. It's like, man, and the way Ben Johnson uses him,
reliable.
Yeah, and it's just beautiful to see. And he's so good. Like, we drafted Jamo. It was for Jamo to be a receiver 1. And to be a true receiver 1, but the Saints like, I'm still here. I'm still here, man, and I'm consistent. Like, you look at Jamo, you look at Saint, and Jamo hopefully will come along, but you see him he's getting better a little, but the consistency that Saint has is insane. Like, it's like, damn, this dude he's great every single week. Every single week.
He had the flu and got 100 yards.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy.
You could tell he wasn't giving it 100%. He still got 100 yards.
Yeah. I mean,
still went out there, did his job.
You look back at that draft class, and I thought going into the year, I thought he was better than Devontae Smith, but I had Waddle and Travis Chase above him. But then he's past Waddle now.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say, like, Waddle hasn't really. Smith and Waddle both just really, they haven't been that impressive this season. They definitely haven't been that consistent. So I think Waddle has 100-yard game this season. I think he's played 8 or 9 games. So
that was the Denver game.
Yeah. So yeah.
Where everybody went off.
But yeah. So Saints, I think him and Chase right now are the best from that class. And Chase got to start doing a little more. He's nipping at him. I know Chase is a little bit I know he's more talented, but production overlaps talent, because Saint what he's doing right now is really great.
Yeah.
If he has 1,500 yards, we might have to talk about an all-pro season.
Seriously.
No,
seriously. Like actually cement themselves in the top 5 wide receivers in the league.
Yeah. If he has 1,500 yards, and I would like a little more touchdowns, but that's not as big of a deal. But, like, he has 4. He probably can get you 4 more. Maybe more. Right. I would like to see us get a couple more touchdowns, but I mean, he has 1,600 yards. He's going to probably have over 100 and some catches. I was
going to say, you get over 100 yards, or 100 catches, and 1,500 yards, and then you get like 8 touchdowns. That's an all-pro season. I don't care.
Yes. Yeah, I think so, too. So, I mean, the way he's going, like I said, he can get 12 or 13 more, or 12 or 1,300, but that's only 400 more yards in 8 more games. Yeah, like, that's probably going to be easy.
Those numbers that we just talked about, those are like vintage Antonio Brown numbers.
Right.
When he was at his all-time best.
Yep. So, yeah, I think Saint, he's having a special season.
Yes.
So is Sewell. Like, we talk about this all the time.
No.
Every
time I see him on Twitter, PFF will share something, how many snaps, no pressure, or no sacks. And it's just like, dude, the jump from 2 to 3 years, it's been crazy. He is on another level this year.
Yeah, he really is. Like, he's first, in sacks allowed, first of offensive tackles, first in pressures, first in hits, or tied for 4th in hits. But he's only given up 1 hit. So, I mean, yeah, I think he's the best offensive tackle this season. His pass protection has been amazing. He's always been amazing in the run blocking. He's a monster in the run blocking. So, but
Frank Ragnow too, man. Like,
yeah,
I honestly think he's the best center this season. He's playing the best center this season. I know. Kelsey is the best to do it in a while. But I think Ragnow this season is playing the best for center.
Yeah. I think we have the best center, the best offensive tackle. And I don't want to hear no more. You have a lot of really good offensive tackles, but I remember this offseason having a debate with Andrew Thomas, Darrisaw, Slater, and Sewell. Mostly those 3 from the same class. Yeah, and I was like, guys, Sewell had a really great year. In his rookie year, the narrative was, because his first couple starts weren't great, that he just wasn't good, but he had a good rookie year. He really came along. And it wasn't too far off of Slater's rookie year, who made All-Pro team.
Yeah.
Then year 2, he played great football, and Slater was hurt. It wasn't his fault. And I still thought he was better than Darrisaw. And then this year, he's definitely, those 2 are still really great and 2 of the best, but Sewell, he's just better right now.
I don't know. I give him a pass for that year 1 start because he was transitioning to right tackle. He had never played right tackle. And then he had to go back to left tackle because Decker got injured. And then he had to go back to right tackle again. So I mean, he even had to do it again this year. But like,
he was more ready.
Year was a little crazy for a rookie tackle. Those guys take a minute to get going in general. And for him to do that year, that's why I give him a little bit of a pass for that slow start. Any other tackle would have done the same thing, if not worse.
And you remember his rookie year, he actually, the one good game he had in the beginning was actually against Nick Bosa. People forget about that. So,
that was our first game of the season, wasn't it?
I think so.
Because we faced the Niners and back-to-back years.
Yeah.
We faced the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's crazy. We had some Super Bowl contenders each year of Dan Campbell's coaching tenure here. That's crazy. But, and then I love our running backs, dude. I love them. I think we have the best running back duo in the league.
Our running game is elite.
Elite. And this is exactly, I love Brad Holmes. Let's talk about Brad for a second. He literally, we had the best rushing offense duel that we had in a long time last year, ranked 11th. But they were saying there was too much meat left on the bone, Too many big plays we just left out there. And so we replaced both our running backs, Jamal with David Montgomery, and we replaced Swift with Jahmyr Gibbs, and you see the fruit showing now. you see these big plays happening, and a lot of them resulting in touchdowns. But I think Jameer has. Thought I saw four carries over 20+ yards. He's barely even got touches, and
wow.
Montgomery has a bunch too. These two both have 700 yards, or just about 700 yards from scrimmage already. And remember, they missed. Montgomery, he missed, 4 games this season already?
I feel like, it was either
3 or 4.
Yeah, and Montgomery,
Gibbs missed like 2.
Gibbs missed 2, plus no touches, really. He didn't get touches much. So these two are probably going to have 1,000 yards from scrimmage each. That's crazy, dude.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, and then this is along with Saint having maybe 1,500 receiving yards. Laporta probably close to 700-800 receiving yards.
Right.
It's impressive. This offense is really impressive. Goff's going to have damn near 5,000 pass yards, probably like around 30 touchdowns. He's been super great too. We always talk about Goff. Goff, he might be the most consistent quarterback this season. He had maybe one bad game against the Ravens. Him, C.J. Stroud, maybe a few others, but he's been so consistent.
No, he has. The confidence in his throws. That one throw where he threaded it to the needle.
Yes.
When he threw that, I was like, oh no, it's a pick. I literally said, damn it, pick. And then I was like, no way, he just did that. And when I saw the replay, I was like, oh my god, that was a Stafford window.
Yeah. It really was. Yeah, it was beautiful, and that's what Goff can do. Like, when he's in the pocket, this comparison, I'm not saying he's this guy, but, he kind of reminds me, when he's in the pocket, like Drew Brees when he was in the pocket.
Yes.
Drew Brees could never, obviously couldn't do much, he wasn't super athletic, but Drew Brees in the pocket was just, remember the Chargers kind of gave up on him, or he got hurt or whatever, and, and then he goes to the Saints, and he's just cooking. He's a true pocket passer. And that's kind of like Goff. Goff is just like a true pocket passer, has a great arm, very accurate, and he can dot it up. And it's just that was a perfect example of him. Damn, man. He can.
It was also impressive. He got the ball out so fast this week. He had to because of the Chargers pass rush. But still, for him to just do that consistently all game. I think the average time was 2.49 seconds of him getting the ball and then throwing it.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy. Awesome. That's what Drew Brees used to do all the time. That's vintage Drew Brees.
Yeah. Yep. And that's beautiful work. So, he's definitely think he's going to get an extension this offseason. He's going to get paid.
He deserves it.
He does.
He really does.
Yeah,
like we've said this before, this was the best case scenario was for Jared Goff to come in and be the starting quarterback and revive his career.
Yeah, and he did that.
He didn't have to waste any draft picks on quarterback and wait for development.
And hope that they turn out C.J. Stroud
right away.
Yeah,
it's
too big of a gamble.
We could have taken Bryce Young.
Right.
And we were developing this year, and it's not the year that we're having right now. So this was the best case scenario.
Yeah, I'm really excited with it. I'm excited with him. But the Lions signed somebody today.
Yeah, Bruce Irvin.
Yeah.
Help out with the pass rush.
Yeah, exactly what we were talking about with the lack of pass rush. So hopefully it gives a little spark. I know he's a little older, but yeah. I'm for anything, Worst case scenario, you got some depth.
Clear sacks.
Yeah. So, hopefully it gives us some good veteran leadership too. So, good solid move. So,
just gotta wonder who's gonna go down to the practice squad or anything like that.
Or who's gonna be inactive.
Yes.
On Sundays. Levi's already been pretty much inactive, and then who else? Romeo sometimes. Just depends. They switch it up. Sometimes Bugs. So I'm really curious to see that. Also, let's. What about C.J. Gardner-Johnson? He might be returning soon, huh?
I keep seeing the videos that he keeps posting and whatnot. And
everybody's like, your pack looks good, bro. Suit up.
Right. him coming back would just complete this defense. I think that's the spark that this defense needs. Especially I don't know. I hope James Houston comes back by playoffs. We need him.
Yeah. It sounds like maybe late December. I was hoping early, but I mean, if he's back for the playoffs, I mean, that could also be a spark that gives a little spark in the pass rush. Hopefully, and then CJ, he'll definitely give us a spark in the secondary that we need. I have a feeling he might come back a little earlier at some point in December. I was saying just playoffs, but I think he might be back in December at some point.
God, the swagger that he brings to that defense is so needed.
Yes, we need that. So, hopefully he's back. And real quick, what about the Vikings? They said not to sleep on them.
Just go away.
But
hey, Kirk Cousins gets injured, man. Like he was supposed to just go away.
Right.
And they get Josh Dobbs, who is having like a career year out of nowhere.
I know
they didn't win a lot of games, but
he was cooking in Arizona.
Right. He was not the reason why they were losing.
No.
And he goes to the Vikings, which is a much better offense, better philosophy there, and just more established. And he just comes in there and just wins two games. Like, no, this is not what was supposed to happen.
No, and Vikings fans, they're excited. They're back. Yeah. They told me that they're gonna win this division, or close to it, and I'm like, oh, no, you're not. But I do think you're going to make the playoffs potentially, but and see, the thing is, they're saying, it might come down to week 16 to week 18, which maybe it does, but here's the thing. Like, we've been talking about how many wins we're going to get. By week 16, we could have the division damn near wrapped up because, like I said, what games are we going to lose? We're not losing against Chicago probably either time. We're not losing on Thanksgiving against Green Bay.
Yeah.
The Saints is a maybe one, but we're a better team than the Saints. And Bears barely lost to them. Vikings beat them. I know we're on the road, but honestly, I like the more and more I see this team, and their team, I like our chances against them. Denver, I like our chances against them at home. But that's week 17. Who else?
Are we at home versus Denver?
Yep, that's week 7.
Okay, cool. That makes me feel a lot better about that game.
Yeah, so I believe that's week 17. Or is Dallas week 17?
No, Dallas. Dallas Vikings.
Okay. So, So we do play Denver before. Perfect. Yeah, okay, yeah. So we got Denver, Saints, Packers, Bears twice. That's what, 4 games right there?
Yeah, I
we
mean,
have 7 wins.
The only game like to use just because it's at their place.
Yeah.
If it was at home, I wouldn't be worrying about that game.
Right. There's another game, right? So we're going on week 11. We got the Bears,
Packers,
Saints,
and then I think it's Bears again.
Oh, that's who it was. Bears, and then Denver. So those 5, we have 5 games between now and the week 16. So if you win those 5 games, we're sitting what at 12 wins already, going to week 16. Right. So the Vikings literally they can't lose a game. If they want to be for the division, they damn near can't lose a game,
Right.
And they might slip up this week against Denver. If they don't, maybe. But
Denver's riding a 3-game winning streak.
Denver. So the fascinating thing about the NFL is teams and players and coaches, they get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As the season goes on, even if you're Denver's not gonna make playoffs. The AFC's too good, but Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, they're starting to figure it out a little bit. So they're starting to get better. So I mean, Russ might cook. He might cook against the Vikings.
The team's feeling a little bit of themselves. I looked at the record earlier because I'm like, they got a big winning streak. I'm like, they're on 4-5. But still, why I started off 1-6. Like you said, I don't think they make the playoffs, but still, they're a team that's just trying to find themselves. They got plenty of games left to find themselves, and they can use this Vikings another way to just continue to get better.
Yeah, And the Vikings, they're playing good. You know, they're winning some games. They might make the playoffs, but it's going to be really hard for them to win the division. You know, they need a little luck. I mean, yeah, we're only, a game or 2 games ahead of them? But
Yeah.
you look at our schedule.
They're 6-4, we're 7-2.
Yeah.
I think it's a game and a half.
They just really can't slip up, which I trust our team much more than their team, and our chances of us slipping up is less likely than theirs, you know.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like once more people get tape on Dobbs, this team does not run the football well.
That's the thing.
Their defense is scrappy, but it's not something you need to be scared of.
It's not a great all-around football team. Right. Yeah, it's not a great all-around football. Like, their defense has been playing well. I guess they've been top 5 in a lot of categories, but you know, you also look at they can't run the football. That's bad. You can't run the football, you're not going too far. We know that firsthand.
Right.
So, and Dobbs, he's limited. Like, he's playing good, but you know, you guarantee you put a lot of pressure. I can't wait to see us versus them. Like, they've also been stopping the run, I guess, pretty decent. They ain't gonna be able to stop our run. I'm very confident in that.
I know.
So,
I'm still annoyed that the schedule worked out this way, where we had the last 2 weeks. I wish one of the Bears games was switched with one of those Vikings. It's so stupid. We gotta wait all the way until the end of the season to kind of see how we match up against them.
Right. Because, I mean, but I do, like I told a couple of Vikings buddies, I was like, I like it like this. I hope it would be kind of cool if it came down to week 16 or whatever, because I want to crush someone's hearts. I mean, just walking through this, because I'm confident. I've been confident since the offseason. But, like, just walking through this division. Plus, walking through this division isn't as fun when you can break one of the rivals' hearts and spirits, you know what I mean? Because we're just going to, like, everybody's like, oh, the Bears, the Vikings, and Packers fans, like, oh, yeah, we suck. And then we're like, damn, we just won the division, but they already knew it was going to happen. But also, when you have a tough division, or you're competing with another team in the division, and you just you take it from them, the playoffs, I feel like you're more ready for the playoffs. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I do want our division to get better. Not really because we're going to be fine. I feel like we're set up for years. You know, we're going to be great for years.
This year I'll take it because
true.
The Lions have always been at the bottom.
Yeah,
we've always had to hear. So it's so nice.
They didn't care when they beat up on us. So.
Right, exactly. We were just
so it is our turn. That is true. That is true. But what's your predictions for Sunday before we go?
I wrote down a prediction, and it's 34 to 17.
Okay.
I honestly feel like that's just where it could be 34 to 10, and then they get a garbage time touchdown, or whatever. It could be even more than that. But honestly, I feel like that's just like how much better we are than them.
Yeah. I think we dominate this game. Defense is pissed, coming out hot. Offense is going to be fine. They're going to be ready. I think we win 38-13. Huge win.
That'd be awesome. Even 34-17 would be huge, but
yeah.
Honestly,
I could see that too, where they just have like a I could see that too, where they just have like a garbage touchdown. You're up 34-10, they have garbage. Yeah, I could see that. But anything else you got?
No, I feel like I got to it all.
Okay. Well,
I mean, this is for the Pistons fans, but start Jaden Ivey more.
Right. Right. Trust me. We need to get on this podcast to talk about some of the other Detroit teams, but start him. I'm getting frustrated with that a little bit.
Yeah,
I love
just
Ivy.
A little bit. I figured I'd put that in there at the end just for the Pistons fans. I know they're hurt right now.
Yeah, I was watching the game earlier, and I'm like, man, let my guy play a little more. Come on.
Right, I just look at that box score, man, and I'm like, how? He was a number 5 pick.
Right. He should not be starting. He should not be coming off the bench and then Killian starting over him. He should not.
No.
So, to me, our top, I want to see our core is Duran, Cade, Asar, and Ivy. I want to see them. They need to, just like Jamo, you need reps. You need to develop.
Right.
Right. You need playing time.
I wanted to see Caden Ivey so bad. Last year when we got him, and then Cade got injured, and I was so expecting to see it this year.
Right.
And we don't even get to see it very much.
Yeah, so hopefully Monty, he's a good coach, but I gotta see him more. Yeah. Hopefully, it's a long season though, so hopefully.
Yep. I just wanted to throw that in there a little bit.
Yeah, but hopefully Lions get a W on Sunday. I mean, they better get a W.
Right. They better.
So they will. Yeah, but that's it for you.
Yep, that's it for me.
That's it for me too. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Go Lions, one pride, baby.
Yep. Go Lions.
Go Lions.